Yeah, they really tried to knock me down, but they didn't knock me down. I've been through some ups and downs, but I still keep my smile. I'ma make my mama proud. I'm a king, I'ma rock my crown. They really tried to knock me. Peace, life, and love. You're here with another episode with your host, Brother Peace, here on Peace TV. I have another good brother that I'm introducing to the platform, and it's his first time here on Peace TV. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
My name is Najari Smith. I am my mother's child, my dad's son. Originally from Brooklyn, New York. Been in the Bay for 15 years doing my life's work. I'm the founder and executive director of Rich City Rides. We're a local nonprofit that's building 3 wellness centers, 4 community hubs, and we have 5 youth and family programs here in Richmond. We serve West County, we serve the Bay, but our work is focused here in Richmond, California.
I say give thanks. Well, give thanks to Rich City Rides. It's been an honor to connect with you, brother, and your organization, your movement, your community, and all the powerful works that you got going on here in Richmond. I'm a Richmond native, so I feel like it's vital to definitely tap into the different activities and organizations and positive outlets we have going on here in Richmond. But you're here on Peace TV. As an advocate of peace, I love to get different perspectives, highlight different lifestyles, examples, and I also feel like it's different pathways to that frequency, that vibration of peace. And I feel like people have different definitions in how they see and visualize peace or tap into that vibration. So tapping into you and from your consciousness and your lens and how you see life and tap in and cultivate your peace, I would like to see what is your definition of peace?
My definition of peace is not avoiding conflict. Sometimes in the pursuit of peace, you have to choose to confront conflict, whatever that might be. Whatever's bullying you in the world, if you don't stand up to it, it'll keep on doing that. But once you confront it, now you're acting on the solution. And that's what brings peace. Like in the Star Wars lore, even the Jedi's gotta pull the lightsaber out every now and again. So in the pursuit and in keeping peace, you have to be prepared. You got to be prepared to confront that conflict, however it might come up.
Thank you for sharing your definition of peace. I feel like, we all have different ways of processing life and having different perspectives and how we see things and connect to things. And so I definitely wanted to see, your definition, and as we sitting in front of this banner, it says Rich City Rise, and it says health, peace, and petals. So I'm seeing that y'all advocate for peace within your movement, Rich City Rise. So I got the opportunity recently to join Rich City Rides in my first bike party, but I definitely want to go into that. But since we're talking about Rich City Rides, I would love for you to share, how did this manifest, Rich City Rides, and the intention behind it?
So the manifestation of Rich City Rides actually came from a city council that said that people didn't ride bikes in Richmond. That was a conflict. We met that conflict by having a photocyclist project that showed the vast diversity of people who do use bikes, who enjoy bikes, use it for transportation, to get to work, for recreation, to celebrate the parks as a family outing. All different ways that people do embrace cycling as a healthy, alternative, sustainable form of transportation. So we built off of that. Like, that was our first project. And we went from that to using bicycles as vehicles for building healthy civic pride. Healthy civic pride. Yeah. Health for our people, social health, physical health, mental health, as well as civic pride. You know, doing it for the city. We ride for Richmond.
That's beautiful, brother. I love what y'all got going on and this beautiful manifestation. And I feel like having positive outlets here in the city of Richmond is very powerful and necessary, especially growing up in these hoods. I'm someone who has grown up in the hood and, you know, an impoverished environment where people tend to operate maybe on a lower vibration, you know, due to conditions and things of that nature. So on my path, I've been striving to find different outlets to be at peace, you know, to heal, to be joyful, to be happy, to feel safe and secure. And nature would be a pathway for me. You know, I used to have a bike, you know, when I was younger growing up, and I would always ride my bike, and that would always bring me peace. And it'd be like meditative because I'm riding, I'm observing, I'm reflecting, and it's an exercise as well. And I recently just got a new bike by joining Rich City Rides for their bike party. Share with the people about these bike parties because I feel like it's a very community-oriented type of gathering where people show up with bikes, and I felt a lot of peace and harmony. I felt very safe and had a good time. So I just want you to touch on that and share how peaceful and harmonious those bike parties are.
You know, bike party is, particularly East Bay Bike Party is Bay Area wide. They do these big bicycle parties every second Friday of the month. There was Rich City Rides became involved with it. I had been going to bike parties before I started Rich City Rides. It was a youth that was working with us. It was actually the first youth. It was the youth that started our first ever youth bicycle club, which then branched out to become we had a boys bicycle. We had the Rich City Rides Youth Bicycle Club, and then we also had one for young ladies. And we started off with doing these bicycle repair workshops on the Greenway. That was our way of connecting with people. We take donated bikes, fix them up, and give them out to the community. That was in our early beginnings. But then we wanted to do, this was actually in a park. We wanted to branch out. We wanted to do rides. We started off by trying to do rides every single Friday, which turned into our Self-Care Sunday community rides. We continued to get in bicycle donations, and as a way of getting more people to ride with us, we started the Everybody Rides program, where if you came on 3 rides or joined us for 3 activities, we'd hook you up with a bike. So if you didn't have a bike, you could borrow one from us. You got to you got used to that bike. You got to meet other folks that were on the ride, and so you became a part of the community using this bicycle as a vehicle for getting you there. And after 3 rides, the bike was yours. The activities continued. And what we found is people invited a friend because they wanted to share that experience. So they'll tell they sibling or they cousin or they friend about it. They'd come on the ride. They'd be like, "Yo, that was a lot of fun. I'll be there next week." And before you know it, they got a bike. So that started with just 2 or 3 bikes. And over the past 13 years, we provided community members with over 3,500 bikes. I think we're close to 3,600 now. So while we do our own local community rides, we've been to every park in Richmond. This actually branched out into our park equity project. It's over 50 parks in Richmond. We've used our community rides to go to each and every one of those parks. And now, all throughout Richmond. North Richmond, unincorporated Richmond, as well as, Richmond proper. So North Richmond, East Richmond, all parts, all parts and all parks. And we've, when we make stops, it's you got 20, 30 people on bikes. They go to the park. It's a celebration now. It also piques people's interest on what that is. What are we doing? How can they be a part of it? And we tell them, we invite them, they get a bike, and it grows from there. It's like planting a seed.
Thanks for touching on that, man, and appreciate you and your team and your community for offering that good community outlet, service, and just activating space for wellness. I'm all about health and wellness, peace and love and community, unity, so they definitely represent that, and I'm grateful to honor, and it's an honor to have you on the platform and to allow you to share that with the people who may be interested in, who want to ride bikes or join a biking community, tap into biking events, things of that nature. And then you touched on y'all going throughout, the city of Richmond, parks through all throughout Richmond. Growing up, man, for me, I had a lot of fear going through different parts of Richmond just because of brothers being in different gangs or cliques and it's territorial. I got shot growing up out here in Richmond. I had another brother of mine. We got shot at when we was in the 9th grade, going to South. So I stayed in Central, right over here where we at right now. We're in Central Richmond, but I went to school in high school. My first time entering high school, I was in the 9th grade going to Kennedy High School, and that's on the south side. And so we're not too familiar with the hoods and the politics and stuff over there, but I wasn't in the streets or nothing like that, but it's my first time going to high school. I usually would catch the bus that would take me to school, but I missed the bus, so me and my good friend, we just decided to walk. And we was walking through some neighborhoods we weren't too familiar with, but we knew we had to pass through there to get to school. And when we was doing that, we ended up getting shot at. And my best friend, he got shot in his foot, and that shied him away from Richmond. After he got shot, he left Richmond and never moved back. So I experienced a lot of trauma out here in Richmond and having a lot of fear with going through different neighborhoods and stuff like that. But even when I was riding with y'all during the bike party, we went through South Richmond. I grew up more here in the central area, and I went through some neighborhoods I usually don't go through, but feeling that peaceful community vibe and the positive energy we were radiating and riding with Rich City Rides, I was able to heal some trauma through that as well. Riding through Southside Richmond, because, man, it's been a lot of trauma out here in the city. I can attest for many of brothers who either then died out here or then been through jail through just going through a lot of the negativity and the politics out here. But that's why I'm grateful to have and witness and see different positive organizations and outlets, building and expanding out here. So I give thanks to that, man. During y'all journeys, have y'all had any issues or anything like that, having y'all bike parties or having y'all bike rides throughout Richmond or throughout the Bay?
There's always conflict. I'm glad you experienced peace while riding with us. One of the first conflicts is like confronting that fear. It was a beautiful moment where we had a group of kids who rolled up on us and asked us about what we were doing. This is while we were in South Richmond. And that was a beautiful moment. Who knows? They wanted to ride with us, but, our policy is we got to get permission from the parents. But what I found is that, the parents will go from wanting to just drop the kids off with us to trying to figure out what is it that guys, their kid, their child so involved and engaged. Like, what are they up to? They come and check out Rich City Rides, and the next thing you know, it's like, all right, well, how can I get a bike? How can I engage in this activity with my child, with my children? I really embrace that. I think that is really beautiful that people get to see so many different parts of Richmond. Like, we have more shoreline here than any other city in the Bay. Over 30 miles of shoreline. It's a great asset. Beautiful views of the water. When you're engaged in that physical social activity, because everybody's riding with you, it's not so much about the destination or where we're going. It's about the journey of how we're getting there and the experience that we're sharing on that trip, on that travel. So I'm honored to be able to steward an organization that's building it out for the kids in our community, and our elders, and doing my best to bring peace to the city. Now the bikes have branched out to us doing more park stewardship activities and activating more parks. As a part of our journey of Rich City Rides, we built a park. We worked with community, with the residents here in central Richmond to build Unity Park, and through that we were able to provide livable wage jobs to do the community outreach and engagement, as well as the design for what that park was going to look like. Rich City Rides, as well as other organizations, once the designs got to a certain point, we worked with an architect to make sure that those designs still reflected what the community was asking for. And I think that that's a large reason why Unity Park is activated in the way that it is. We have things like Dirt World, where it was a family who rode with us, who helped create the first bike skills park, and booking over by, actually that was at Kennedy Park. It was a quarter-acre park. It got a lot of use. It was made for little kids, but the big kids was using it, and that's what led us to build Dirt World right here on the Greenway, which is the first. Some people call it a pump track. Some people call it a bike skills park. It's big dirt ramps that you can ride your bike on, and it was it's the first one in the Bay. And from that we built another one at Shields Reed Park, which is open. Well, we didn't build it. Let me not take credit for what I ain't do. But the folks at Shields Reed Park, the superintendent there, I believe his name is Troy Porter. He reached out to us to help build it, but we just steered him into the resources that we used to build this one. And they should be opening up the Bike Skills Park at Shields Reed later this year.
It's a lot of great portals and spaces y'all activating for, positivity, in the community, for people to ride their bikes and have some good positive outlets, man. That's really dope, bro. And I appreciate that. And, that's peace. That's love. You said y'all got Unity Park, man.
I think it's a great name for it.
Unity Park, man. How long has Unity Park been going?
So Unity Park, I believe the park got built in 2015. Well, at least we were doing the 2015, 2016. Trying to get all the timelines right, but before that park was there, it was a vacant lot, and it wasn't the safest place to be. But it's also the spot where Rich City Rides first started our bicycle repair activities. I worked with neighborhood mechanics to provide to do a park cleanup with our partner organization, Urban Tilth, on the Greenway. We would do these park cleanups, and we would match that up with these bicycle repair workshops. So we worked with kids and guests that came to the Greenway to show them how to work on how to fix the bike, whatever bike that we were fixing. We'd go over the details of what we're doing. If somebody brought a bike that needed repairs, we would work on their bike to the best of our abilities. During this time, I was learning how to, I was still new with my own bicycle mechanic skills, so I was learning from the neighborhood mechanics too. But from doing those repair activities, that led to the development of the park. We were able to get a state grant to build out Unity Park. Unity Park spans from 4th Street to 6th Street on the Richmond Greenway. That's between Bissell and Chancellor. But that's between Chancellor and Ohio. And from 15th Street to 20th Street. So we've got an edible forest. There's 70 fruit trees on the Greenway. We have the Rich City Rides Unity Park Bike Hub. There's gardens from 4th to 6th Street that are stewarded by Urban Tilth. um, kale and strawberries, all of that growing right there on the greenway. You got apricots and pears and plums all growing from at the edible forest on the fruit trees there. And we're we're bringing the Rich City Wellness Hub as a community center on the park, and that's going to be coming kind of like in 2027.
So y'all gonna build a wellness
We're
hub?
going to build a whole wellness hub.
Okay.
So we're talking about anywhere from 2 to 3 stories. We want to have a living roof on top for a garden. We want to have meditation rooms on the inside, as well as like um, basketballs and jumper houses, things that we can keep inside the wellness center that we can bring out so people can better utilize the parks. We're also going to make some, we're included in that construction, making adjustments. There's a half court over there, but currently if you're playing and the sun's going down, the sun will get in your eyes. We're going to take the feedback that we got from the kids who play at that half court, and we're going to move it 90 degrees so that they don't have that issue. We also have planned a skate park that's going to go at Unity Park, and starting early next year, we're building an e-bike lending library. The e-bike lending library will be a facility where people can borrow an e-bike for up to a week. And then we're matching that off with a program where they come to a series of workshops. They get to keep this e-bike for free, take it home, use it for whatever they need. So we're going to have 100 e-bikes that we're giving out through this program. I would love to have Mayeli, who's the project manager for the e-bike lending library, join Peace TV and tell you more about that program. Yeah. So we're bringing as many resources as we can to the city of Richmond. We have a tech lab that we're building across the street from this facility right here. Right now, we're in the Rich City Gallery, and we're opening up the Black Wellness Center in the bike shop space in the front on the McDonald Avenue side. And building that healing wellness center means a lot to me because of some of the difficulties I've had with starting a bike shop in there. So I'm transforming, the pain of having this, and of having to end that bike shop and transmuting that into a healing center to address a lot of the trauma that I see in the city. Through the wellness center, we're gonna introduce healing modalities that people may not know about. Things that I've seen coming from the hoods to the woods hikes, sound baths, time to meditate, acupuncture workshops, and we're still sourcing ideas. So everything that we do is guided by the feedback that we get from the community. So the community, if anybody's watching this, let us know what you want to see in the Black Wellness Healing Center, so that we like to pull from those ideas and help make it happen, and we can't do it without you.
I say, family, that's major. That's major. I appreciate you for seeing a lot of the trauma, the pain, and the things that many of our people deal with, in our urban communities, and that's why I felt in my spirit, man, we need different outlets. I got From the Hood to the Woods, the founder of From the Hood to the Woods, and encouraging our brothers and sisters to get outdoors and to have nature gatherings to get the therapeutic vibes that nature provides, but also commune with each other and build better relationships away from the distractions in the city, man.
Something that you said around the distractions of the city. When you go into nature, you realize how loud the city is. That how you can't, so you can hear the birds better. Like even inside here, you can hear the traffic outside. I remember the first time I went camping and got to see the stars in the sky because it wasn't all that light pollution. I know I grew up with a lot of trauma myself. Single mother, me and my brother had different pops. Um, Me and my little brother still don't get to it. We haven't spoken in 10 years. I'm public. I haven't changed my number. I'm hoping that if he's out there, he'll reach out to me. I didn't even get a chance to tell him about our mom passing in 2022. Um, a lot of, a lot of violence, a lot of drug use, a lot of just turmoil. A lot of that is what I've come to through my discovery is economic violence. If you take away the resources or you block the resources away from the people, and all they have to survive is eating off of each other. You put people in a state where they're cannibalizing one another. I don't know how much you can blame the people versus the system that created the situation where they're left to do that. So I'm, right. Capitalism keeps us so busy that we don't have enough time to be around each other, to have human to human connection. So it's important that, I celebrate all, all bicycle groups that are encouraging people to get on bikes and ride together. I'm inspired by, all activities out there. There's a group that does double dutch in Oakland, and to see people gather around that physical activity, to see people come out from the hoods to the woods, and they engage in a social activity together. It's you're not just a audience member, you're a participant, right? It's different, and it's healing, and it's needed. I don't know how many families get together and see that, sit at the table and eat together or prepare meals together. I get so busy. I get so busy to the point where me and my lady, one of the things that we do together is we just, it's the only time that we have. We'll just clean up the house together. I appreciate organizations that get people out to garden together, to walk together. I love skate parks. People skate together. We're doing a roller disco on the 28th. Rich City Rides, Urban Tilt, and the Rich City Rollers. We're going to be at Unity Park on the 28th from 5 to 9. Roller skating. We're going to have the Richmond Fire Department is going to come out. And last year they hung a disco ball from off the crane of the fire truck in the middle of this of the skating rink that we made, just from a cleared out area in this park that we all came together to help build, called Unity Park. This is our annual roller disco. We invite everybody to come out. I'll send you the flyer for it. Yeah, it should be a jam.
Yeah, I gotta work on my roller skating skills, and I gotta get some roller skates too. But that's work in progress.
We will have skates there that people can borrow. Yeah. So you need some loaner skates to come out to this roller disco, just let us know. Don't let that keep you from joining the party.
Sure, man. Well, y'all have a lot of beautiful, positive things going on and building up out here in Richmond. I love to see it. I love to hear it. I'm looking to get more involved and experience some more of these community vibes, all about community and encouraging our people to come together in different positive ways, peaceful ways, in ways where we can big up each other, enjoy each other, because we all down here in this body for one lifetime, in this lifetime, we want to honor that and try to appreciate every day, make the most out of every day, and make the most out of our human connections as we are having a human experience. And these systems, as you spoke on, have been impacting our people here in America, Africa, all around the world, these corrupt colonial systems. So I feel like it's vital for the people to operate outside of the systems and have intention to keep the connection and connectivity, because there's so many different things separating us and where we're divided and all these different things. So I give thanks for Rich City Rise for being an outlet for peace, wellness, and yes, I love that y'all have a wellness center in the works and manifesting, and I look forward to sharing some of my offerings and some of my wellness practices with y'all in the community as well. It's a lot to build on, brother.
Oh, yeah, there is.
Was there something you want to share?
Um,
Well, if not,
it'll circle back.
okay, yes, sir. And I just also wanted to, we're on Peace TV, so I just wanted to get, a few peaceful practices that you have for yourself that you would like to share with others. Whenever you're not feeling at peace, you might not be feeling centered or vibrating the highest, might be having a tough day or dealing with some low emotions. How do you maneuver through that? How do you transmute the energy? How do you raise your vibration and get back into a peaceful, centered state of oneness within yourself?
I was going through a lot these past, 3-4 years. And what that did to me, or it ain't so much what it did to me. It's how I addressed it was by painting, by drawing. I journal. So I was reading this book called The Artist's Way. And they encourage you to write 3 pages a day, every single day, without fail. I've been doing that since I don't even know how long it's been, but I got a stack of journals from doing that. At some point, I would like to share some of the things that I wrote. It's extremely personal, so I'm still working on that level of vulnerability. But that's something else that I gotta confront. It's getting to a place where you just become just realize that you're having a human experience, and that having the ain't nobody perfect, so why hide? Let that out. You only get this. This physical existence. You only get this one time for as far as I know. So be your full self. I think journaling has been really big for me. Taking time to meditate. Peace is sleeping. I went through a bout of insomnia during a lot of turmoil within my organization, and I had to just focus on. I rode my bike 40 straight days. Not 40 straight days, but every day for 40 days straight, a minimum of 1 hour, nothing less than 10 miles. And, had a lot of really great downloads that came from that. There was the chamomile tea helping me sleep, and that was something that my mom used to give me when I was a little kid. I just it was last year started experimenting with mushrooms, and that was transformative to me. Me and my lady, we went out to Tennessee Valley, and that was my first high dose experience, and it just really opened my eyes to that there's more in the universe to see. For a period of several months, I was just microdosing, and that was helping me on my day to day. And that's one of those healing modalities that people don't know about. They might have stigmas around, but they just need some education around it. I smoke weed. I'm looking to try teas and tinctures and things like that, but that's been allowing me to unwind. I had a conversation with my lady, right, with my girl, and I had explained to her that I get so many things will hit me throughout the day that it's hard for me to just come home and just unwind, and I'm not my best self. So in order to be my best self and just let a lot of that stuff go, to really decompress and That's been an outlet for me. Um, I started changing my eating habits. For and I got some advice from a good friend of mine. I've done vegetarian before, on and off throughout my life. But I'm on this journey. I know that vegan is somewhere in the future for me, but I've been taking it slow. My friend Mish was like, take your time, don't do it all at once. And I was kicking myself because I was like, ah, man, I'm not doing this right because I'm cheating, eating meat every now and again. But what happened is I went from eating red meat just once a month to not eating red meat to just eating chicken like once a month, then just once a quarter, and then moving on from there. So I'm pescatarian at this point. But even with the fish, I've been steadily letting that go. Part of it is finding new recipes to eat. And you realize that there's more things out there for your palate than what you've been accustomed to. So those are some of the things that have been helping me. Another thing has been taking breaks to go for walks and getting some Dr. Sun. I got that from Erica Badu. I saw a meme. She was like, you need to get some Dr. Sun. You got to get some Dr. Exercise. You got to get yourself some Dr. Sleep. And there was like 2 other things that she mentioned. But definitely sleep has been a huge priority for me. I know I ain't my best self. I make all my worst decisions when I'm tired. If I don't get like at least 6 hours of sleep, 7 is great, 8 is the goal, I know I'm not my best self. And I didn't even realize how important that was. Because I came up in grind culture. That's what I grew up in, 80s, 90s. And, no sleep till Brooklyn. Party. And I'm sure it was similar out here. But get your rest. I studied Prince. And Prince was a beast when it came to sleep. He ain't let nothing disturb his sleep. And he kind of like fine-tuned his sleep patterns to go along with his lifestyle. That's the reason, I imagine that's why he would be wide awake at 2 a.m. is because he just set things up for him, but he didn't miss out on sleep. So, just being mindful of getting sleep, doing better with my nutrition. I was taking like supplements, calcium, magnesium to balance out my circadian rhythm. I take moringa tablets now, and I'm still new to that, so I don't know all the nuances of it. But I've just been trying things out. I did this 37-day cleanse from the Brother Desan from Naturally Herbs. He put me onto that. I felt bad because I didn't do it the right way, to the letter the first time. He ain't beat me up about it, so I tried it again. Still didn't do it perfectly, but every time it's a practice. So I'm practicing, and I know that even in where I'm at right now, I'm not done yet. There's still room for me to grow. There's a lot of things that I haven't completed yet. And I'm just going to keep on pushing the bar up further and further. And until the Most High calls me home. I want to be able to inspire. I work with a lot of young folks, and I always keep in mind how my most powerful mentor just instilled in me this belief that I could do anything. My mom, she left me this message that said, you can do anything, but you can't do everything. So yeah, you got to go get yourself a team, and that's important. So I'm really big on collaboration, but I do my best. I don't want to say that I don't, but I do my best not to limit myself.
I'll say, brother, I want to say I'm grateful for your existence and thank you for all that you do. And give thanks for you having different practices and different routines and things that you can utilize to help center yourself whenever you're not feeling at peace or not feeling the most high vibration or not really in tune with yourself. Um, Hey, go ahead and y'all take notes, man, because this is for, y'all, the viewers who are watching this as we're highlighting peace, community, wellness, just doing great works here in the Bay Area and the world. And my brother has some more few things he would like to share.
So acupuncture was amazing for me. I took my sweetheart, she recommended you should try acupuncture. And I've done acupuncture before, but I wasn't thinking about doing it when I was going through insomnia. And it worked, So acupuncture, I've been, and there's like other things that I want to try too. This is Kava Bar in over by the lake that I've gone to. Kava is cool. Don't do it too much. It will, I hear that it'll mess with your liver. I'm still studying up on these things. I ain't an expert. I'm just telling you what I tried. All right. I've been every year. I join Team Tilth for the Oakland Running Festival, so I've been getting my run on. I did started with a 5K. I walked the 5K first, but this last time I did the whole Oakland running. I think I did the 10K last time, and that was a build up from walking a 5K to running a 5K to finally being able to run the full 10K. There's a group called Moving Forward 510, and they do the We Run Richmond 5K. So the one that was done this year, I ran the whole thing. So I know for some people 5K ain't nothing. For me, it's a big deal. Everybody at their own level. And just putting this out into the universe, I would love to do a basketball tournament. So if there's anybody out there that's down, you said you with it. All right, we about to get that. We manifesting right now, all right? We manifesting on Peace TV.
He said basketball. Basketball has been a meditative practice for me, a pathway for peace. They're very therapeutic. Growing up in the hood, going through a lot of trauma and seeing a lot of my brothers gravitate to the streets, I gravitated to the court, and that kept me out of trouble. When brothers saying they wanted to go do some, certain things, I'm like, man, I'm going to play basketball. Or I had art, drawing and stuff like that. So I feel like having positive hobbies and passions that can definitely support you support you from getting in trouble or getting caught up and caught or lost in the sauce out here. Because sometimes you can get caught in certain webs, or peer pressure was a real thing growing up in the hood, for me. Peer pressure is a real thing, so you have some things that you genuinely resonate with and that really satisfy you and, that you love to get your attention to. You should cultivate that and keep expanding upon that. What were you about to say, brother?
When you talked about art, so I came across you when I was going through a lot of turmoil. I don't think you even knew about it. Probably didn't, but that's when we were painting. We were doing the word clouds here in the gallery space. I remember the first word I started off with was love in the middle, and I was doing these men's groups, and we kind of just had, I was inviting people to write whatever word gives them joy up on the wall. So, just a memory that came to mind. This is a sacred space for me.
Yes, and we need sacred spaces where we can cultivate new beginnings, security, love, peace, wellness, and that's what you're doing, brother, and that's what we're going to keep pushing and expanding upon. And I encourage y'all to follow Rich City Rides, follow my brother Najari, keep up with him and his journey. And if you're looking for a bike, well, this is a great organization and space where you can tap into to, support what they got going on, but even get you a nice bike. Yeah. So that's Perspectives of Peace. And we're looking forward to continue getting more brothers and sisters on the platform to share some of their perspectives, share their life, works, and some of the positive things they got going on in the world and how they cultivate peace and, tap into that frequency. And we're going to keep pushing that vibration of peace and love and oneness. Stay tuned for more episodes of Peace TV. Is there anything you would like to share with the people before we head out?
So for more information or just to stay tuned on what Rich City Rides is doing for the community, you can follow us on Instagram. Just do a search for Rich City Rides. You can follow us on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, Rich City Rides as well. And we invite you to message us with your ideas for what you want to see in the Black Wellness Center. We have a tech lab, so stay tuned for that. If you have some ideas for the tech lab, please feel free to message us and let us know. And we look forward to riding e-bikes and riding regular bikes and going on journeys to celebrate parks and bike paths and streets and us.
And there you have it. Tap in with Rich City Rides. Tap in with Brother Peace, from the hood to the woods. And we also discussed, one more thing. We also discussed about collaborating where Rich City Rides and, from the hood to the woods will come together. And we'll have a meetup and we'll ride our bikes out to the natural environment where we'll have our hike and have our nature gathering. So that's going to be a collaboration soon to come. Ashe?
Ashe.
Ashe. Peace. Love.